What's good? What's good? What's really good, good people? And welcome back. I need to say that to Sunday Morning Live right here in the studios of Charm City Direct TV. Thank you for joining me. You know how to go and check out all episodes of Sunday Morning Live. I haven't done this in a while, but we are back. And this is a beautiful day. And more importantly, this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Of course, you can find us, Charm City Direct TV, all over the place. You can go to Facebook. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Charm City Direct TV. Of course, you can find us on IG at charm_city_direct TV. And of course, live right now on YouTube at Charm City Direct TV. And of course, good people, today we're going to be talking about a topic that a lot of people are familiar with, but cannot seem to accept. And that is, your time is not God's time. Let me repeat that, people. Your time is not God's time. Sunday Morning Live starts right now. And welcome back to the show, Sunday Morning Live, right here in the studios of Charm City Direct TV. Before I start, I just want to mention a couple of things. Make sure you are tuned in later on today to the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast. This is season 3 for them today, so make sure you tune in right here to Charm City Direct TV. and check out that show with my brother from another mother, my man Terry the Guru, my man Ephraim, my man Kevin Peoples, and I can't forget Mr. D Good. So D Goodson, I'm sorry. So make sure you check out that show. It is the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast. Coming up today at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, right here on Charm City Direct TV. Also, check out the new show, Rhythm and Muse podcast with singer songwriter Monique Wilson. That show goes down every Friday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Charm City Direct TV. What can I say? The first 2 episodes was great, awesome, and you can be a part of it, and you can watch it right here on Charm City Direct TV every Friday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't want to miss that show because it is a great, great show. Today, good people, like I said, we're going to be talking about the topic, your time is not God's time. And of course, I'm taking it from the Bible verse, wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thy heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. And that Bible verse come from Psalms, if I can go back to it, Psalms 27, verse 14. A lot of people assume that when you are waiting for something, especially, in the time of crisis, that it's supposed to happen all of a sudden at the snap of a finger. And that's where we all are mistaken, because we never know when God will intervene. And before I go on, I just want to share some inspiration with you. I am no doctor. I don't have a doctoring degree. I am no pastor. I am no, evangelist, no youth minister, no apostle, no bishop. I just want to share some inspiration your way today. That you hear a lot of people that say, I wish this will happen, or I'd be glad when this happened, but wait on the Lord. And when you wait on the Lord, when you pray, you leave it with God. Because some people are so familiar with, or so common to pray and still worry. There was a couple of incidences in my life where I prayed and I kept worrying. So naturally, the outcome of that will be, it didn't prosper. It didn't come into fruition, as to speak. And I found myself doubting God because it didn't happen on my time. And then you hear other stories about people who unfortunately been set out of their homes, financial debt, people that has been wanting something for so long and it still haven't came. And right at the perfect moment, when they took their mind off of it, when they took their mind off of it and forgot about it like they supposed to do, it happened. And see, people, we never know what God has planned for us. We never know. We never know that because of something that happened that we think is tragic, something that happens that we think is bad, it is God's way of saying, I'm preparing you for something bigger. I lost my job, 15 years. And I know a lot of people have heard this story numerous of times, but I'm going to tell it again. I lost my job, but while I was there at that job, I faced all kinds of negativity. I faced racism. I faced uh, racism, prejudice, you name it, classism, all kind of isms. And I kept going. I kept going. As miserable as I was, and I was trying to find joy into this job for so long. 15 years, people, long time. And every day I said, man, I'm ready to go. I want to leave. Um, I don't belong here. But I never took the necessary steps to step out on faith. I kept going. I kept giving it my all. I wore a fake smile on my face, and I really, really tried. Then COVID hit. And while we was trying to scramble to figure out what this COVID thing was, it was all in that time that it was time for me to go. And I was worried. It was many a days where I said, "Oh my God, what about my family? What about financial, obligations? And how can I find a job?" And I haven't been without a job in so long. This is people understand. This was a job that's all I knew. 15 years of being at this one job. It's not a lot of people. It's not a lot of people who can say that, who can be at a job for that length of time. But all of this is resonating in my head. I was thinking about my family. I was thinking about my wife. I was thinking about, was the bills going to get paid? And I forgot to do one thing, and that was pray. I forgot to do another thing, and that was trust God. And all in that time, I'm looking at coworkers and they freaking out, and I'm trying to be an encouraging word to them, and it's hard to be an encouraging word to someone who just don't know. So what I did, I came to work and I'm trying to find stuff to do, and until you get that call on the radio and say, everybody go home. And then that journey home, I'm trying to explain to my wife, I'm out of a job. And I'm still beating myself up. I'm still worrying. I'm still worrying about bills and mortgage and rent and living. And someone told me, apply for unemployment. And even when they told me that, I was still, I was still doubtful. I said, man, I'm not getting on unemployment. Unemployment sucks. And this, that, and the third. And then they said it again with a pause, and they said, apply for unemployment. Now, people, you got to understand that when a person has been working since 17, that's all they know. Holding down the job for a significant amount of years. My track record is pretty good. And, I'm not one of those people that, lay up in the bed and, waiting for a handout. But in this case, nothing was on the horizon. So I came upstairs and did my little paperwork and I submitted it. And just in that time, notice people that I'm saying, just in that time, the key word here is time. God stepped in. God stepped in and there was no more worrying. Everything was okay. You see, people, you have to trust. You have to believe. And when you pray, leave it with God. You can't pray and be doubtful. More importantly, the more important thing is pray and trust. And in his time, let me say that again for the people who are confused still. In his time, he will make a way. See, a lot, like I said before, a lot of people, assume that their time is the time, but it's God's time. And when he feel that it is time, he will intervene. I'm saying this to the people who are lost. I'm saying this for the people who are homeless. I'm saying this for the people who are less fortunate, that your time is coming. Well, I don't know. I don't know when that time is. I'm merely telling you that your time is coming. And I'm saying this to the people who have been looking at TV for the past couple of weeks and saw a police officer confused about which gun or which taser to use and what weapon to use to subdue a person who fled or tried to flee from a situation. She was supposed to use her taser, but used her gun. And there are people outside that are watching this that are still confused and they're wondering in their mind. The ultimate question right now is, when will it be time? But I'm here to tell you, good people, that your time is coming. I'm talking to the people who have watched this George Floyd and Derek Chauvin trial and noticed that there has been two sides of a story. That the person on this side is saying that he died of natural causes, and there's some people on this side saying that he died because Derek Chauvin's knee was on his neck. And there are people out there, hundreds and thousands and millions of people that are watching this, saying, when is it time? Because you're frustrated, you're angry, you're mad, all of those feelings combined into one, and you're frustrated like I am, and you're saying to yourself, when will it be time? But I'm here to tell you, your time is coming. You just gotta do what I told you to do and trust God. You gotta do what I told you to do. This keep on praying. Remember those 400 years of slavery, and what did they do? They congregated every night and every morning for worship, and they sung songs and they prayed, and they sung songs and they prayed, and that consistency, although the hardships every day when they prayed and nothing was happening, and they never broke their spirit. They never broke their consistency. They sung and they prayed and they sung and they prayed into that one miraculous day, which we call Juneteenth. It was time. Your time is coming. Your time is coming where you won't have to worry about injustice no more. Your time is coming where you won't have to worry about 13-year-old boys and 13-year-old girls not being killed by stray bullets. Your time is coming where you don't have to worry about people shooting unarmed black boys and black girls and people no more, because your time is coming. Your time is coming when the ultimate removal of crookedness and evil would be long past. Your time is coming when you don't have to worry no more. You see, it's not your time, it's God's time, but I'm merely just a messenger to say your time is coming. You don't have to worry no more. Put it in God's hands. That is my Sunday morning live message to you, good people. May you accept it, may you receive it, but more importantly, share with others. That is my time. I thank you, but we just got time for just one more thing. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for watching. Make sure you tune in next week for another great message right here on Charm City Direct TV, the Sunday morning live. This show is where inspiration is greatly, greatly needed. You've been great. Peace.
One of the great principles in the book of Esther is God's timing. It's called in the New Testament Kairos. It's the opportune time. It's the time when God creates intersections and suddenly breaks through with his divine presence, his divine provision, and his awesome divine power. Many times between Kairos, that sudden breakthrough of God, are gaps where nothing seems to be happening, where the ordinary is taking place until the extraordinary comes to pass. In the book of Esther, that's what happened. It was a period of time before her beauty was recognized under a certain set of circumstances that brought her into the king's palace and turned her into being the king's wife for such a time as this. When God's people were under attack, God had his lady in the right place at the right time for the right kingdom purpose. And when it had to be revealed, timing mattered. It was the timing between two banquets that would create the scenarios that God would use to expose Haman and to bring about the deliverance of God's people. You see, God is always doing something bigger than you can see at any given moment. And that's why when nothing is happening, you have to understand something is happening. It just hasn't hit that Kairos intersection yet. And that's what Kairos is all about. It's about intersections. When Saul became king, that was another Kairos moment. You see, Saul was chasing donkeys. All he knew was that his father's donkeys had gotten away and he was supposed to go after them. Little did he know he was going to run into a Kairos moment and his life would forever change. Because once his servant told him, don't quit, but keep going, he intersected with the prophet Samuel, who had already been notified by God that there's going to be a young man coming your way. And when you cross sections with him, that is the man who I want to make king of my people. So you never know what God has in mind. You keep chasing those donkeys. In other words, you keep doing what you're supposed to do, and you leave the moments to God, because he knows when he needs to make those intersections happen in your life and create for you a Kairos moment.
Thank you for watching another great live broadcast on Charm City Direct TV. Make sure you head on over to YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitter for more great content on Charm City Direct TV. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow everything Charm City Direct TV.